Hey guys, welcome back to the second video of our Shopify Google Tag Manager course. And in this video, we'll create a new GA4 account, which is Google Analytics latest version, and we'll set it up using using Google Tag Manager on our Shopify store. We'll also be adding custom events, and we'll also be discussing data layers, which is a little advanced topic. So if you don't know how to install Google Tag Manager in Shopify in a proper way, including the checkout page, please check out our first video of this course. I'll put the link in the description below so everything will make sense to you. Now, let's start creating Google Analytics 4 account for our Shopify store. So I'll Google Analytics. Click on Google Analytics. And that's how the Google Analytics page will look like. You need to have a Google account before going to Google Analytics. If you don't have Gmail or any Google account, please create a new Google account or new Gmail so you can access Google Analytics. And when you go into screen, you will see a gear icon here, which is admin. Click here and create account. And now here we will give a name to our account. I'll give it Shopify Google Tag Manager course. And these are not important, just for the notifications. Click on next. Add the property name. So they're asking property name because one business might have multiple properties or multiple websites. So you can set up multiple properties or multiple websites within the same account. For now, we just have one website, so we'll create a property and I'll name it Shopify GTM course. Click next. And here we have Google is asking for some information about our business. I'll just add all the dummy information for now. Click create. And now they're asking for the terms and service. Click accept terms and service, and I accept. From this screen, we can select platform, for which platform we are using Google Tag Manager, using Google Analytics, sorry. So click on web, and here we'll have to add the website URL. In this case, this is our website URL. So I'll just copy the website URL, paste it here, and add the stream name as per your preferences. Now click create stream. There we go. Our GTM, our GA4 property is ready now. Now what we will do, we will install it using Google Tag Manager. So I already have created Google Tag Manager account, as I told you guys before that we have gone through this on the first part of this course, on the first video of this course. You guys can see the link in the description below, where you will be able to learn how to create a Google Tag Manager account and install it on your Shopify store. So I have already installed our Google Tag Manager container, and that's our container. So currently, as you can see, there are no tags. If I go to tags, so what I'm gonna do, I'll install Google Analytics 4 using Google Tag Manager by setting up a new tag. So click on new tag. From tags, click on new, and then name it. You can name it whatever you want. I'll name it GA4 Global Tag configuration, and we will choose GA4 configuration. And here we will add the measurement ID, which we have been provided in our GA4 account property. So I'll just copy it and paste it here. Now this global tag has to be triggered on all pages, meaning it has to be shown, it has to be visible on all pages. So what I'm going to do, I'll select all pages in our triggering, Click on all pages and hit save. Now after saving, click submit. Publish. You can name a version or anything, whatever you want to. I'll skip for now. Now, in order to check if our tag is working properly, I'll click on preview. And we already have the URL here. If you're not seeing the URL, please paste your website URL here. Click connect. Tag assistant is connected. Now we can see our GA4 global tag is fired on home page. Now let's check out some inner pages. So as you can see, it's being triggered on product page. It's working on all pages. A new tag which will only trigger on our purchase page. Now name it purchase page. In tag configuration, select on Google Analytics GA4 event. In configuration tag drop-down menu, select the global tag which we created, GA4 global tag. In event name, we can name it any whatever we like. So I'll just name it purchase page event. So this event will show on our Google Analytics reports, and the event name will be purchase page event. And that I'll show you once we install, once we make it working and once we install it properly. Now click on triggering. Now we need to trigger this tag only on purchase page. So if we go to our Shopify store and go to the purchase page, click on buy it now. So our purchase page has URL which includes checkouts. So we will include this, we'll mention it in Google Tag Manager that if you find checkouts in URL, trigger this tag. So create a new trigger. So we don't have we have like global events, all pages, and we'll have to create a new trigger in order to do that. So click on new trigger from plus icon here. And I'll name this trigger purchase page trigger. Now click here and select page view. And from page view, we will select some page views. And from this drop down, select page URL. And page URL should contain checkouts. As you can see, we have checkouts on URL even when we go to a thank you page. So we are telling Google Tag Manager to trigger the purchase page tag only in URL which contains checkouts. Now hit save. Hit save again. And here we go. Our purchase page tag and our trigger, purchase page trigger, has been set up. Now click on submit. Publish. And now let's preview our tag and trigger if it's working properly. Oops. So I'm in my container again, and I'll click preview. Which will open a tag assistance on new window. Click continue. And our window is loaded here. As you can see, our global tag is being triggered. Now we'll see if our purchase page event is being fired when we place the order. Now click on catalog. Buy it now. I'll put all the dummy information here for now. Continue to shipping. Complete order. And our order confirmation page is being loaded. And here we go. Our tag assistant is connected and our purchase event has been triggered, as you can see here. Now let's check out the Google Analytics if it's showing our event and reports properly. Now that's the analytics property which we created. Normally it takes 4 to 5 minutes in order to show the live reports. So I'm going to pause the video for 5 minutes and show you guys how our reports are being displayed in GA4 Google Analytics property. So guys, after pausing for a couple of minutes, now I can see that Google Analytics is working fine and showing the live reports. It's showing the location of the visitors which are online at the moment. So I'm on my website at the moment, and it's showing that there's one user who is visiting this page, and these are the events which are being placed, and that's the custom event which we added. Now whenever we will check our Google Analytics reports, we'll be able to understand how many purchase event, how many products are purchased, and we can also set up custom events. So if we want to note down a button click, we can also create a custom event for that, which I'm going to show you guys now. Now guys, we will create a new custom event to record the button clicks on our store. So for example, if you are looking to track that how many clicks you got on catalog page, contact page, or about page, or any of the menu item, we'll be creating a custom event and tag using Google Tag Manager, so we can see the reporting on an analytics tool. So let's do that. Now, first of all, go to Google Tag Manager and click on variables, and then click on configure. Enable all the click events, as I'm doing right away. And once you do that, click submit. And after submitting, let's preview how the data is being triggered on debug mode. Now let's preview our tag manager through debugging mode. Click on preview. And here we have our Google Tag Assistant open again. Let's connecting, and here we have our window open. Now, after we enabled all the custom variables, when we click on any of the menu item, it's being recorded in Google Tag Manager. So as you can see, we clicked few times and it's being recorded. So here's the link click. Now it's telling the variables here. The link which we clicked had the class this, and the text of that button was this. Now, if we need to push all this information to Google Analytics, we'll be creating a new trigger and a new tag in order to push all the information to our Google Analytics report. Now let's create a new trigger. And let's name it menu link click. Trigger configuration. Click on just links. And from just link, click on some links. Now see click classes contains, it should be the same as we have here from our GTM debug mode. Now that's the class which we are recording. Copy this and paste it on our GTM. Hit save. Now we have our menu link click trigger created. Now we will create a new tag which will push the information to Google Analytics when this trigger is being hit. Now click on tags, create a new tag, and we can name it menu link click tag. Tag configuration, we are setting up a GA4 event. Click on that. Select our global tag, which is GA4 global tag. Event name, we can name it the same as our tag. So menu click link. Let's name it just menu click. And on event parameters, we will add a parameter so we will understand which page or which page URL it was clicked to. Now click add drop and add a custom parameter as menu page URL. So we'll understand what was the URL of that custom trigger. Now on value, click on plus and select clicked URL, which will automatically place the current page URL to our parameter. Now for triggering, we have already created a trigger. So this tag will only trigger when the classes match as we defined in our custom trigger. Click on menu link click and hit save. Cool. Our menu link click tag has been created. Now hit submit and publish it. Now let's test it using Google Tag Assistant. I'm going to close and open up a new Google Tag Assistant so we will get the right data. Now click on preview again. Connect. And it's connected now. Now when we click on any of the menu item, let me first hit continue here. Now click on buttons and some more button clicks. Now let's check on Google Tag Assistant if our tag is being fired or not. Now these are the link clicks. And as you can see, our menu link click has been fired. Now when we click on values, it will tell us which page we visited. And that's all the data is being pushed to Google Analytics. So these are the events which we created. Link click, when I click on that, the tag's fired successfully, and tag has information of menu page URL, which is this. Now when we go to Google Analytics and check out our events, so that's the tag which we created, menu click. The name of the event which we added here. So if we go to this tag, and when we see our event name, it's menu click. So that's the name of the event which is being pushed to our GA4 event. So if we go to Google Analytics and check out the menu click, we have 15 events and the value is being stored here. So the menu page URL that's the custom parameter which we created, and it's telling us which URL we visited and how many times we clicked on that specific button. So that's it for the custom event. Now we will jump on to custom data variables where we'll be creating custom data variable. So let's understand first what is data layer. So in data layer, we will be adding the product purchase value, the shipping value, product price, and total value. And for that, we'll have to add a custom code in our Shopify backend. So in order to do that, let's go to backend of the Shopify. And that's the code which we will be adding. So that's the custom created code we will be able to submit all of the info from Shopify to Google Tag Manager, in which we will have shipping price, we'll have total price of the product, total price, text price, and all of the details will be pushed from Shopify to our Google Tag Manager. Now let's go back to our Shopify, click on settings, and from settings go to checkout. In our first video we added this Google Tag Manager code. So if you are skipping the first video, please go back to the first video because it's a little complex task which we are doing and it's a custom code thing. Now we will go to the code where we added the order status page, and below this Google Tag Manager code we will add this custom created code from which we can note down the total value of the order being placed and if there was a shipping price including that, etc, etc. Now just copy this code and paste it below this code. So I'll add this code in the video description so you guys don't have to worry about that. Now click on save. And let's go back to our Google Tag Manager and preview if the code which we added is working or not. Click on preview. And now purchase any product, add a test order in our Shopify. Okay. Continue to shipping. Payment. And here we go. Now if we go to our tag assistance, we can see that it's throwing a custom event which we added through code. And here we have the data layer. So we can see the event name and currency, total value. Here we have the currency is USD, total value. We were adding a test product, so product was free, so it's showing 00 similarly, and it's showing the transaction ID, event ID. It's showing all the details of the order which we placed. So we can add this custom code on our Shopify Store thank you page, and we'll be able to collect all of the information. Now, in order to pass on these values to Google Analytics, Google Conversion Tag, or even Facebook Pixel, we will need to create custom variables. So click on variables, and then in user defined variables, click on new. And from here, as suppose we are creating a data layer variable for total value. Now I'll search total value data variable. So in variable configuration, click on data layer variable, and here data layer variable name will be same as our code. So that's the variable name. I'll copy it from here and paste it here. Click on save, and by following this method, we can create all the data layer variables which we want to pass on information to Google Analytics or Facebook. We can create currency data variable. So we can create text data variable, we can create shipping data variable, and pass on these information to Google Analytics and Facebook or even Google Conversion Tag. And that's it for the tutorial. Sorry for the little long tutorial because I needed to cover all of the stuff related to Google Analytics, which hopefully I did. And if you like the tutorial, please comment on the video below and try to point out the mistakes which I did on the tutorial so I can improve by creating when I'll create the next videos and improve myself further. And in third video, which is the upcoming video, we will learn how to create Google Ads for our Shopify store. And until then, have a great day.